What's up, guys? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. For the exercise library today, we have deadlifts with a warm-up. So you're going to go ahead and go to the squat rack or any kind of pole. Obviously, don't put it around a hook where it's going to jump off, but you're just going to get some kind of light band. Bend down to where you would actually be doing pretty much like bringing the bar into your body. You're mimicking getting tight with the back. So you're kind of activating the lats at this point and just getting everything warmed up and letting your posterior chain know that you are going to be deadlifting, and it's going to be happening very soon. Especially after once you start to get heavier loads, you kind of want to get your body in a position to be knowing what's going on next. Next, you're actually going to be just grab a plate. If you don't lift super heavy, you don't really have to worry about using a plate. And even if you do, it's not really a big deal. Basically, you're just going to do some RDLs, warming up those hamstrings. You can do some good mornings as well, warming up that lower back and the hamstrings and everything. And maybe even into the calves, just kind of slow pumping up and down. Try to go about 3/4 of the way up and back down, just keeping a little bit of light tension on there. And 10 or 15 reps of each of these is perfectly fine. Now I do some dynamic stretching. I'm actually trying to incorporate a lot more of a warm-up for deadlifting. Now that I'm getting super heavy, I've had some lower back issues due to a shoulder press injury. But I'm actually really super tight in my hamstrings and stuff like that. So just swinging out my legs, opening up the hips, and getting everything kind of ready to be lifting. Coming down on the last one, this is just very similar to the things that I would be doing before a nice run. Deadlift is not all lower body exercise, but you're doing a lot with your lower body and posterior chain, using your glutes, your hamstrings, just kind of stretching everything out. You may have something that works great for you, and that's awesome. There's the Agility 8 works really good for warming up and just kind of feeling out. Because I do have such tight hamstrings, I'm just trying to stretch out and make sure I'm good to go. Believe it or not, actually today was a little bit more than normal for stretching and everything like that post or pre-workout, and it actually helped me work quite a bit. So I'm going to cover actual deadlift. I think the warm-up's very important. That's why I put it in there. So I deadlift with no shoes. That's what I'm pointing out there. And the reason is because if not, once I get heavy, I fall forward just like that because I'm being risen in the heel. Next thing is going to be midfoot, and I'm going to point out what midfoot means because honestly, when I first learned this, I didn't know what the hell that meant. So basically, right in the middle of your foot. I know that sounds crazy. Needs to be when you're looking down on the bar, you're going to see the midfoot. Jump test. Wherever you would jump your highest from and where you land is going to be pretty much where you deadlift from. The bar is going to be start out about 1 inch away from your legs. And you'll see me swipe my hands to where I can go through as I'm standing up without coming to the bar. After that point, you're going to drop the hips back and your knees forward, and you will have a position to where there will be no slack in between it. So see how I close the gap by bringing my knees forward right before I lift. Locking in that back, you'll see me pull in really hard, basically trying to bend the bar over my leg. Now this is 315 just for a couple reps, and I would make sure you advise to, if you're going to be doing deadlifts, start at like 135, and even less if you don't lift that much. 135, 225, 315, here's 405. Still warming up to my working set. The biggest thing that you want to remember with deadlifts is make sure you make everything repeatable. So if you can't continue to repeat them, you'll see my less dominant hand going underneath and my more dominant hand going overhand. I lost my grips and I can't find them anywhere. Thank you to James, an awesome gym goer, literally gave me grips today, some deadlift grips. I'm so excited. Thank you, James. That was really freaking cool. I'm going to bring him like a case of Monster or something for that. And I didn't even know the guy. So I believe this is 505, and that one actually, I just wasn't feeling it because of the underhand overhand. And this, actually, you can see me wearing the grips now. I went and talked to him, and he was a really nice guy. Super cool. So now I got the grips on, and you want to try to make sure every rep looks as close to like warm-up reps as possible. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more weight. So that's one. That one I was actually just kind of feeling it out. I tried again to see. I was like feeling kind of ballsy and thinking I was going to go ahead and get a max. By the way, if you do have questions about how to pull a max and stuff like that, I would totally 100% suggest shooting me a message or put it in the comment section below, and I'll put you a little formula. I would not suggest doing it the same like you would warm up for working sets. You'll exhaust yourself too bad, and that's probably what I did here. You'll see me try at 555, and I just wasn't feeling it. I try to listen to my body more and more each time, if that's even possible. And we dropped down to 505, and I figured that was going to be my working sets. I did 505 for 3 sets of 5, so 15 total reps at 505. But the most important thing is that even though under loads, you're going to see maybe the first one will be a little bit sketchy. Sometimes it's a little slow pulling off the ground on that first one. Got that first one. And then I try to go right back into it. Had some issues with my grip, with the grips that I was using were a little bit more slick, and my hands were wet, believe it or not, sweaty. So I had some issues and lost the momentum on a couple of these sets. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps, guys.